the amount of disrespect that the Saints are getting in the national media this year is off the charts. And it's clear that they're all ready to bury the Saints. And look, it's fascinating to me that they hate Mickey Loomis's cap management. They hate the draft strategy that the Saints have. They completely ignore that the worst record the Saints have had since 2006 is 7-9. They completely ignore that under a myriad of injuries and being relocated due to a hurricane and the number of times, basically the team had 2 forfeits last year due to COVID. They still went 9-8 and had a winning record despite all of that. But I think the media is so quick to attribute everything to Sean Payton and Drew Brees. That's it. Like the Saints winning games since 2006, that's all on Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Mickey Loomis has nothing to do with it. Jeff Ireland has nothing to do with it. Dennis Allen has nothing to do with it. And so I think everyone's just like, Payton and Brees are gone. So like all these things we hate about the Saints have nowhere to hide anymore. Because apparently it was just Brees and Payton that were kind of like scotch taping and putting up walls where like they were making it work with these horrible strategies that would otherwise implode at their face at any time, right? So I think it's really interesting how the national media, despite the fact that Mickey Loomis in the league by owners, other GMs, like he's widely respected as the most shrewd, the most on top of things. But in the national media, Mickey Loomis doesn't get that credit. And they are ready to bury us. You look at that. It's not just the comments that like the Saints, top 5 worst off seasons or Mickey Loomis's draft strategies or the salary cap hell. It's all going to come back to roost, and it's not even that. It's like, if you just look at the power rankings, most people have the Saints in the 20s. Like no one wants to admit that they're any good. And so, again, we've got a station, we've got a channel on Discord. We're keeping receipts. And I just want all these national folks to know, like, we're not going to forget this. We're coming for you.
No, we're
coming. As soon as the Saints season is over, if we have a winning record, if we make the playoffs, each and every single one of you, it's not just the nerds anymore. It's
we're not waiting until the end
people,
of the year.
And we're coming for you.
I'm coming as soon as Olave catches touchdown week 1. But Kevin, I did a poor job of this rundown. I forgot about the Bill Barnwell. He wrote like 5,000 words and he ranked the worst off seasons from 32 to 16. And then he's going to do, I guess, part 2 of the off seasons that he thought were good. He had the Saints as the 4th worst. And the thing that of all the things that drove me nuts, two of them drove me practically crazy. Is one, he pretended like in 2017 the Saints amassed all these picks and traded down, and that's why they had a great draft in 2017. He just omitted the fact that they traded up for freaking Kamara in the 2017 draft.
You know what it is? I think I've decided I know what it is, Ralph.
Go ahead.
It's that it's the fact that the cap didn't sink the Saints, right? They were 100 million over last year, and they still went 9-8. And this year, they started the offseason 70 million over. And all these nerds, they wrote articles that when Sean Payton and Brees leave, it's all going to tank. And the Saints are making them look bad. Mickey Loomis is fielding competitive rosters. The Saints are kicking the Bucs in the teeth at will. And they're still in the mix to make the playoffs every year. And so these articles that they wrote 2-3 years ago, they're not coming to fruition, and Mickey Loomis is making them look bad, and they're pissed off.
Yeah.
And real quick, Peter King,
he's the one guy that actually likes the Saints.
Surprisingly, has the Saints ranked 11th.
I know. He's the one guy, which is weird.
And thinks they'll do better this year. And he acknowledges, he's like, a mysterious person told me they'll miss Sean Payton more than they think, and he agrees with that. But he also says you're going to have Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry available to catch passes. That you can't discount that, and he seems a lot more confident. Like, how weird is it that Peter King is the guy?
It's bizarro world. It's bizarro.
The most confident, seemingly.
It's bizarro world.
That's odd.
You know who it was last year instead of Michael Thomas and Olave and Jarvis Landry? It was Kevin White and Kenny Stills.
That's right. And the other thing that drove me nuts. The other thing that drove me nuts about the Barnwell column, Andrew, is he was mad at the Saints. He's like, they could have got comp picks for Armstead and Marcus Williams, but they signed Andy Dalton instead. I'm like,
first of all, we don't know that they're not getting comp picks. Don't pretend that you understand the comp formula, because no one does. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is you don't
need
know
a
that
backup
Andy
quarterback.
Dalton. We needed a backup quarterback. You don't know that Andy Dalton didn't have some offer ready to roll from another team. Sometimes, like, this isn't decisions to sign players is not based on whether or not you get a comp pick. It's based on what other offers they have out there, how much other teams are pushing to get a guy. And if Andy Dalton was their guy and they're like, this is the guy we want behind Jameis, and it's really important that we get him because he has great experience, and he's a guy that we want in the room helping Jameis study, helping Jameis look at film, blah blah blah. Andy Dalton was a great get, and like you don't wait until June 1st or after post draft to sign a guy like that for a comp pick if you're definitive on the fact that you need to have him because, oh, by the way, your starting quarterback is recovering from an ACL injury and should be ready by week 1, but may not be.
Yeah, I just like it. Just the Barnwell column, and I apologize, Thomas. I should add this as a bullet point. We could have had you make fun graphics making fun of him. It just annoys me in that his whole perception of the Saints is wrong. Like I said, they traded up for Kamara. They needed a backup quarterback. And listen, me and Kevin, we want the Saints to trade down. They never do it, and we accept it. But Kevin, I do think this addiction and this love of these comp picks, it drives me nuts. It drives me freaking batty. It's like
explain to me why Mickey Loomis keeps getting disrespected for the way he conducts his business by these national media guys, and yet he's gotten Ryan Pace a job. He's gotten the dude with the Falcons, Fontenot.
Terry Fontenot.
He's gotten they've both gotten GM jobs from working under him. And if you listen to the Dimitroff podcast with Mickey Loomis, Dimitroff talks about how Mickey Loomis is the most respected GM in the league amongst GM circles. About how good he is.
2 points of order on that. One, Kevin Dimitrov can piss off because he's part of that Kroenke cabal.
That's right. He's thinking of Thomas, the old Falcons GM.
Oh, Thomas Dimitrov, not Kevin Dimitrov.
Yeah, Thomas. Yeah.
Okay. Well, still, Kevin Dimitrov can go piss off. Point of order two.
Illegal.
Point of order two is, oh shoot, now I'm missing it. I think part of the reason they don't like Mickey is maybe Mickey doesn't talk to him.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. And thing is with the Saints is Mickey Loomis, he talks about, listen, we do a lot of trades, but I have every trade that's been made in the last 25 years. I know what it's gone for. I know what the values and the charts say. And we'll see. We'll see with the nerds, and we'll see how it goes. But it's another reason to become a patron. That Nerds Receipts channel is amazing, and I am so invested in Saints because I just want to start banging on those nerds, and I'm not gonna wait. Like, Olave catches a touchdown week 1, I'm banging on him then. Like, I don't care as long as Olave is better than that receiver the commies picked at 16, I'll bang on him. So, all right, before we get to trivia and Kevin's love update, I want to remind you people one more time. Sign up by June 1st, $12 annual level to get your Smoke Monday t-shirts. We have 44
Smoke Monday every day
signed up for that t-shirt. That's freaking amazing. You can wear that around with pride. I mean, that's a design by Dave. He's not here, so I'll give him a lot of credit. I don't want to talk good about him when he's here. because then he gets a big head.
I wonder what an inferior Jamaican rum Dave is drinking right now to the one I'm drinking.
He's in the Gulf. He's in the Gulf Shores, I think, this week. Thanks for watching the Saints Happy Hour. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then find us wherever you get your podcast. And finally, go to saintshappyhour.com and become a patron of the best Saints podcast on earth.